All right, welcome back to another episode. A rough week this week, rough day today. Actually, rough day the day after. Before there was electrical fire in my restaurant. What happened is that the dishwashing machine just dumped everything on the. It broke down, and all the water came out from the reservoir, which fell on my floor, my brand new floor, which didn't go to the drain because the floor is not really straight because they did a bad job, and then it seeped into some electrical wiring, electrical. On the ground, there's electricity, like there's some lights, so there you go, some lines, so there you go. So it went in there, and then it started electrical fire in the restaurant. Uh, Fuse box, lots of stuff. Electrical wire on fire. By the way, I'm drinking whiskey. I'm drinking an Ochento San 3 wood. There you go. It's quite nice. So yeah. So we're now in my studio, and I'm gonna chill a little bit. It's kind of a big mess. I didn't have to shut down the restaurant because I had a bypass, but the problem is this, right? Um, the dishwashing machine broke down, and so you call the dishwashing guy, and they say, well, it broke down, and then it created all this chaos, right? So uh, the water, because it escaped, right, it created an electric fire. But then the guy says, well, your floor was not done right. So if it was done right, then the water would not have seeped into the electrical system. So then I get to the floor guy. The floor guy says, well, if the electricity guy did his job properly, then the water would not have gone in there. And then the electricity guy goes back to, well, if the dishwashing machine didn't break, then it would not have created this chaos. So basically, everybody's bouncing the story from one side to the other, and now I have to deal with the insurance company. But at the same time, the restaurant cannot wait, cannot be not open because it's lost money that the insurance won't pay for. So basically, I had to pay everybody to come back and fix these problems. So the dishwashing guy had to pay him to fix the dishwashing machine. Then I had to fix the floor guy to re-level the floor and make the angle right so the water goes into the drain when there's a problem. And then I had to pay the electrician, the electricity guy, to fix the electricity and build a new box. He shorted everything, but the breaker didn't break, so wires melted. It wasn't the best because technically speaking, when water hits the electricity, the breaker should jump, but it didn't. So it all melted in the box, and it melted the breaker box, what we used to call the fuse box. And that didn't go well for me. So, end result, all in, it's probably going to cost me around $4,000 or $5,000 to fix everything, which none of it is my goddamn problem. So you want to open a restaurant, and you feel like it's just maintenance and be on top of stuff, and it's not really easy. It's like things you can't foresee, right? For example, if I was down to my last penny after COVID and I didn't have the money to fix it, then what would have happened is that I would have to close, and then I would not make new money. I couldn't pay my workers, and I couldn't take care of the restaurant. And to close the doors for renovation is never a good idea when you run a proper business. It's like people who close on Mondays because they don't have enough customers. Well, if you pay rent for 30 days a month, then you should be open for 30 days a month. The same when you have catastrophe in your restaurant, you should still be open because it needs to be open. Um, yeah. So not really a good day, good week actually. Money is good, the business is great. I'm not complaining about that. Yeah, it's not really a problem on that side. I just want to check something here. Sorry, guys. There you go. So yeah, it's it was a hard week. It's a lot of money out of my pockets. We're just like post COVID. It's not completely resolved yet. My customers were not back to what we normally are at. But at least I'm making good money right now because people are sick and tired of staying home. The other thing now is that one of my number two left for his mandatory service in the army, so he's gone for 4 months. And I didn't replace my number one like 6 months ago. I took the job over, so I'm having a hard time finding employees. Basically, what's happening is that everybody went to work for Uber, and because they're their own boss, well, they don't want to go back to work for somebody, which I understand totally. But uh, basically, you suck. Uh, so yeah, so days are going like this right now, 7 days a week for me at work. Plus, I'm doing a 13-hour shift. I get there around 8 and I leave around 9:30, so 14 hours. So hey, it's gonna be great. Well, it is great. I don't mind the hard work, right? It's what I signed up for. You want to own a business, you want to be your boss. Well, then when shit hits the fan, you're kind of responsible for everything. By the way, we're in my studio. I don't really film in my restaurant anymore because there's a lot of noise of compressor and everything, and just the editing makes me annoys me a little bit. So you're in my studio with me, chilling, having a glass of whiskey, and if you have any questions, don't be shy. I'm here to answer any questions related to the restaurant business. I had a good day today actually at the restaurant. Had a wedding. Uh, yeah, I had a wedding today, and it was a group of 25 people, but they ordered for 30 in advance. So basically, everything was done before it was time to serve. We're just waiting for us to give us the go to send the plates to the table. And I like these kinds of event, right? So basically, you everything's pre-prepared. Not really pre-prepared, but you know where you're going. You know how to set up. You know what you need. You know how long it's gonna take before you start cooking your plates and sending food out. And the group was kind of nice as well, actually. They were very patient and they were very clear in their instruction. What you don't like when you have a big group who booked and they pre-ordered everything and then last minute they change everything. It makes for a fucking mess, if you ask me. Sorry for the language, but the group I had today wasn't like that. They were quite nice and everything went super smooth. It's just long hours. And like I said, I'm in the middle of service and I've got the electrician doing some work, installing new plugs. I took some pictures. I'm probably gonna make like a long form video of what happened today. Uh, yeah, so I had the electrician in the kitchen, so it's kind of not very convenient. And the dishwasher guy and the plumber came as well to do some piping to make sure that there's no more water dump inside the kitchen. It's kind of annoying because I redid that floor like 4 months ago, right? So 4 months ago, I said, all right, this time I'm gonna put the money in. I'm gonna put like 3 grand in a new floor in the restaurant because I thought it was time to, I like my restaurant to be clean. I like my I like my things to be. I'm one of the cleanest restaurant in my town, right? I get awards all the time for cleanliness. They give me like plaques and the display things and stuff, right? Which I appreciate and I work hard for. So I did the new floor. I spent the 3 grand on the floor, and I thought I'd be done with that. And basically, it was done completely wrong. The angle, in the kitchen, right? I'm gonna try to describe this for you. In the kitchen, you have drains placed everywhere for in case there's like a spill or anything, and then all the floor in that section, everything should push through the drain, and it didn't. What happened is that here's the wall, here's the dishwashing machine, right? And then all the water, instead of going down to the drain, all the water went in the back there and it seeped into the floor and came back under. So electricity short again. I'm still not understanding why the breaker didn't. Breaker is supposed to jump, but it didn't. And then the electrician said, well, because we give you more amps on your breaker. But I say, yeah, fair enough, but the breakers are there to break, right? And because it didn't break, all the wires melted. So, and then there was a fire, electrical fire in the restaurant. It's a good thing we were in the restaurant. Imagine if this happened at night. And then what will we do, right? The building would have caught on fire. It's a concrete building, but still, it's not super legit. So I called another guy to fix that. It's not the best of the best. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I'm kind of tired too. I haven't streamed in a long time because I didn't have a day off for like the last 2 weeks. So since my number two went for his military service. So yeah, so I came over here in my studio to play some drums to relax tonight, and then I figured, well, I haven't streamed in a while, so why not do a stream for you guys, for the 4 or 5 people who watch me. Basically, it's you and me only. There's no one else here, which is fine because it gives me the opportunity to talk about whatever I want to talk about, and I don't have to please people. So there you go. This is quite nice, actually. Yeah, so looking for workers right now, but it's super hard. I don't know how it is for you guys in Canada or in America or anywhere else, but here, in Taiwan, it's a second generation. They used to be like a third world country, second world country, and now, we're the biggest producers of microchips in the world. So everybody's out of poverty, and because all the companies are new, all the business are new, all the parents who went to work in these companies when they started up, they couldn't make a lot of money, so they got a lot of stock. They got a lot of stock in the company. So when they cashed out, they became like not super rich, but medium rich, to the point where the next generation, the generation that should be working now, has the option of not going to work. They don't have to go to work. They can stay home. The parents made enough money. Houses are paid. So they're a bit picky on their job. Unlike, for example, when I was a kid, right? It was work to earn money, work to buy shoes, or work to, to get anything. You wanted a bicycle, you had to work to get it. Summer job, weekend job. And it's not the case anymore. So nobody's like, they pick their jobs and they only want the best jobs. And if they don't get it, which they don't, they decide that, well, I'd rather not have a job instead of having a job I don't want to have. So I think we're kind of stuck in that thing there. Here in America and Canada, it's a little bit the same right now. The government gave so much money that nobody's interested in going back to work. What can you do, right? So even if restaurants are reopened and nobody wants to work there for like 10, 15 bucks an hour, people find it more advantageous to stay home and just collect a check and play PlayStation. Or they make more money staying home. I'm not sure what's going on here. So, yeah, it's not, it is what it is. What can you say? What can you do? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going to happen. But anyway, I'm still looking for people. I hope that I can find, I have a new guy. He's there part time. He's going to university, so it's really part time. Uh, yeah. So anyway, if you're planning on opening a restaurant, small things that you need to think about. This is not, like I told you before in the previous video, right? Basically, the end of the line is you. Um, it's the end of the line. It's you, right? If there's nobody there, then I gotta stop this for a second. I'll be back. What's going on here?